everybody, we're starting a new book with the Zohar from scratch. We finished the Akdama, and now we're going to Bereshit. So the first verse is Berish or Manata de Malka, Galiv Gulove B'Torah Ila'a, Bocina de Cardinuta, Menavek Gostim Distum Berazad En Sof, Kutra Begol Manaitz Beiska, La Chavir Velo Ucham, Vela Sumak Velo Yarok, Vela Gvanaklan, Kad Madid Mashicha, Avir Deglen Lanara, Lanu Begu Bocina, Nafikha Nevu de Benetz Ba'u, Gabriel Data. Now it's very difficult to keep it Zohar from scratch simple here, because the musagim, the expression, the words they're using, it's deep already in the beginning. So I'll do the best I can just to skip the deep part, because I promise within the Zohar just to make the simple part. But I might not able to deliver, I might make it difficult for some people who are beginner. We start Sulam translation and Sulam a little bit explanation. בתחילת גילוי רצונו של המלך, with the beginning of revealing the desire of the master, of the king. כלומר, שעלה ברצונו של המלך. Meaning when it was elevated in the desire of the king, להציל, to emanate, לברוא, to create העולמות, the world. or מנעתם פירושו רשות ורצון. So now it's almost similar to what Rav Ashlag is explaining in Talmud 10 הספירות, או פנים מהירות או מסבירות. When he's talking about ברצונו, רצון פשוט, אוקיי? מטרם שנבראו נבראים ונאצלו הנצלים, היה אור אחד פשוט. You know, so it's similar concept. So I'm read a little bit thing. ניצוץ הקשה חקק חכיכה באור עליון, בשוך חקק כווניות הסתלקות צמצום האור. Here is talking about הסתלקות האור. What is the only way you reveal desire? How do you build desire of a human being? You have to have istalkut. There is two forces in our universe. One called itpashtut, one called istalkut. Itpashtut meaning filling in or spreading in. So if I fill something in, that's building something, but it actually doesn't build a desire. How do you build a desire after you receive everything? You empty everything. You empty. Everything gets empty. When you empty everything, now you have a true desire to be built. So istalkut, when things disappear in your life, you build a true desire. That's called tzimtzum. המשאיר המקום פנוי ורקן מאור ונבחן כמו חקיקה. So when you leave the place empty from what you have, let's say you made, I don't know, $5 million this year. How can you desire $5 million if you already have it? You can't. You have to take this $5 million, put it in a saving account, and you say, now I have zero. Now you have a desire for $5 million. That's how you do it. תהירו אליה פירוש אור עליון כמצרים דרגים תהירה. כי מטרם הבריאה היה אור עליון, Rav Ashlag bring the Talmud Sefirot actually here, from the Arizal Etz Chaim. You need to know, before creation, the upper light was fulfilling the entire existence. And when it filled or it desired to create the universe as we know them, עשה חקיקה באור עליון, דהיינו שצמצם סילק האור בזה במלכות. How did he do it? He make istalkut. Istalkut, meaning he removed the light away, so now you have room to create. כמו שנאמר לפנינו בחקיקה הזו, נעשה מקום לכל העולמות. By doing that, it create place for everything to be exist. Highly recommend you should read it with me if you want to study the deeper part of that. Pick up the phone and make sure you study it. Only if you want to study, not if you want to guess what it means. You know, it's a serious section. Yeah, you see how many pages I'm skipping here just to make it simple for everybody. And it's also important, you know. You cannot just do it complicated. Anyway, but this section by itself is complicated. Bet. סתים גוסטימין מרזד האינסוף, בקע ולא בקע. הסתום מכל סתום, the one is concealed from all concealment, מסוד אינסוף, from the secret of the endless, האציל בית פרצופים. He emanate two systems. האחד מבחינת בקע, והבית מבחינת לא בקע. One went through, one didn't go through. סתים גוסטימין, פירושו מלכות האדם קדמון. What does that mean? Conceal, meaning מלכות האדם קדמון. Try to imagine that after the light left the system, whatever we call the system, the original system was called the circular system, meaning no beginning, no end. But after that, when the light leaves, we need to create another system that gives us a chance to coexist with God, with the light, and try to improve it to make it better. So how do we do it? What exactly we're supposed to be doing? We're supposed to create what we call Adam Kadmon. Adam Kadmon is a line. It's a line that we can go up and down. So within the line, you have the end of the line. It's called Malchut Adam Kadmon. Within the end of a line called Malchut Adam Kadmon, that's how the Tzimtzum Aleph happened. בקע פירושו יציאת חצי מדרגה דהיינו ו' קצוות בחיסרון גר, לא בקע פירושו יציאת מדרגה שלמה, דירה פירושו קומת רוח שהיא ו' קצוות בחיסרון גר. So, we need to understand, here Rav Ashlag is, as much as I say, I'm not going to explain everything, but it's so many secrets here. Rav Ashlag is teaching us how the Partzufei Adam Kadmon came about, how the system Adam Kadmon came about, and it's good to study with me in the Talmud Sfirot. I'm explaining it there. There is system. Before, everything was circle, no beginning, no end, no better, no worse. After Tzimtzum, for the sake of us making it, everything is above and below. So below Adam Kadmon system, you have Atzilut system. So whatever was the end of Adam Kadmon is the Keter and the beginning of the next. I want to give you more, but as I say, this section is not for that. For that, you can go to my other lecture. It will be great if you can do that. And then he continued. So, Rav Ashlag said, why is it called Bereshit then? The book is called Bereshit. What is Bereshit? Not Reshit. Right? We can say Reshit, or say Bereshit. Okay? על כן נקרא אריך אנפין, בשם ראשית. לפיכך העריך הזו לפרט כאן מראשית הצמצום עד הכוונו ודעתיק דאצילות. It's teaching us that the word ראשית is corresponding to certain system in the upper world called עריך אנפין, שפרצוף עריך אנפין הוא הנושא לנקודה אליו, הוא נקרא ראשית, פה נמרץ במילה בראשית שבתורה. So when we talk about בראשית, talk about עריך אנפין. What is עריך אנפין? Is the lower part of the keter of אצילות. So above that you have Adam Kadmon, but we don't discuss that. ושאין כן כל אלה פרצופים העולמות שקדמו לו, כי הם לא התיידעו ואינם משפיעים לתחתונים, וכן לא נמצא עליהם שום מילה בתורה. When we read the Torah, we not talk about above. תורה זה אצילות. כל מה שלא נשיג, לא נדע בשם. If we don't grasp it, we cannot give it a word or a name. So everything starts in Arich Anpin. So we can... So that's why the book called Bereshit, because it has to do with Reshit, which is Arich Anpin, which is the beginning of Atzilut. And the Zohar continue, Pasuk Gimel. V'maskilim yaziru k'zohar harakia, and the wise will shine like the splendor of the firmament or the sky. V'maskilim, who is those wise? He said the wise are basically zon da Atzilut. That's totally Kabbalah. I'm sorry, guys, but that's what they're giving me here. Okay? Who is zon da Atzilut? He's basically Atzilut as Abba, Ima, and Arich Anpin. That's the upper system, the Gar. And the lower is zon da Atzilut, meaning Zer Anpin and Malchut of Atzilut or Zachir Nokva. Or Nishmot Tzadikim. Or you can call them the soul of the righteous. Zohar Arakia. Zohar, the splendor of the firmament, or the splendor of the heaven or sky. Pirusho Arat Gar. This has to do with the upper light, the Midat HaRachamim, that can only be revealed when you add compassion and mercy to it. The light of the Creator is great, but can burn you. But if you add mercy to it by doing mitzvot, maasim tovim, v'torah, those are the three systems, three columns. Through that, you open up everything. So tell us Rav Ashlag, he had to us to help us, and it say, כל פרצופי אצילות בשם זוהר. If you want to know what Zohar mean, because it's called the book of the Zohar, it have to be every system in Atzilut called Zohar. So when we read Zohar, we're relating to Atzilut. והעניין הוא, the idea is like this, the matter is like this. כי הכתוב מדבר כאן, the Zohar is talking here, בייחוד מאותה מלכות המותקת במידת הרחמים. With malchut that been sweet with the merciful power of Binah, which called tzimtzum bet in the professional language. דהיינו המלכות שבקעה כל המדרגה מלאתה לבינה. When malchut, which is the end, try to imagine the end, is touching whatever level it touched, it automatically split. When it's split to upper and lower, because מלכות bring with it an end. ועשתה סיום חדש באמצע הספירות של המדרגה, דהיינו במקום בינה שבגוף שהוא החזה. So if מלכות went up, where exactly will be the split? בחזה, in the chest. The upper part will give gar, the lower will be zat. And we call that end parsa or shoe, שהיא העומדת במקום החזה ובסמת שם את הפרצוף. The reason we call it parsa or shoe, if you look at your body, you have the rib cage, and you have the heart and the lung in one area, and the rest of the organ is another. That's actually the Tzimtzum bet. I don't want to go and talk about Tzimtzum because I teach it a lot in Tikkunei Zohar, and I highly recommend you should do so, because that's not what my purpose with this lecture. Yeah. I want to, but I know what I promise. Yeah. And we have to add your dalet. They forget to put the letter dalet. Nobody knows it's dalet here. So then they continues pasuk dalet. Zohar de zara zara li kere kai zara de meshi de argantav letchavego. Zohar, what type of Zohar? Remember, Zohar is a פרצופי האצילות. שזרע זרע לכבודו, that they plant the seed for his own pride and honor, בדומה לזרע של משי, like a seed of a meshi, of a silk, והארגמן הטוב, and a beautiful fabric, ארגמן, like a purple or red, שהתולעת זורעת את המשי, that the worm is basically plant the seed of the silk, מתכסה בפנימיות המשי, and the worm, the worm of meshi, of silk, is covered with the internal of meshi, of silk. כי כן טבע התולעת הזו. This worm growing on, it's called tut etz. It's a special tree that it's not raspberry, it's like blackberry, one of those berries. It looks like strawberry, but it's whitish. And this silkworm loves to grow on that tree. שמוציאה מתוכה חוטי המשי, and that worm giving out silk string, והיא מעטפת את עצמה עם מים מסביב לה, שמתכסת כולה בחוטי המשי, and she covered itself with string of silk until she totally covered, ואינה נראית לעין, until you don't even know that the worm is actually there, you only see a silk. על דרך זה גם אריך אנפין, same thing with אריך אנפין, שהוא זורע האורות בהיכל הזה השני, when he plant the seed within the second chamber, that we call it yasut. Yasut is basically the lower level of Abba and Ima. ומעלים וכיסה את אורותיו עצמו. He's covering his own light, ונמצא מתעלם על ידי המוחין הללו די יסות שמאציל. And he get disappear with the יסות. ישראל סבא ותבונה. כמו התולעת, like the worm that disappear על ידי חוטי המשי, that disappear from the silk string שהיא פועלת. So now we're skipping to A. היכל זה הוא זוהר דמיני שבמנו נבראו כל 10 מאמרות. In that היכל, ונצא בראשית ברא אלוקים, this is where all the 10 מאמרות, 10 מאמרות נברא העולם, in 10 utterances of saying the world was created, is that זוהר. מה זה אומר? What does that mean? פשוט פשטות הנקודה מזוהר סתום הזה. The spreading of that, or that, again, נקודה מן צמצום, נקודה from that זוהר, פירוש המוחין דגדלות, meaning the livelihood or the light of גדלות, of greatness, the zone, the זכר, ונקבה, מכונים מאמרות. So when we say מאמרות, orderes, or saying, or suggest, or מאמרות נברא העולם, we are talking about zone. כמו שלא לפנינו, ואומר שבזוהר סתים, when it say the concealed זוהר, it's יסות, ישראל סבא ותבונה. יצאו כל בחינת המוחין the zone. So the way that zone getting the light is from Yasut. Where is Yasut? When Malachut went up to Bina and split everything, now you have Yasut and you have upper Bina, Abba V'Ima. So Yasut is the one who nourishes zone, because Abba V'Ima cannot nourish its zone, because how are they going to nourish it? It's 3 steps up. It's going to go from Yasut. היינו בסוד פשטות ויציאת הנקודה מהאוויר הסתום שעד נשארו אותיות אור. And how is that happening? By taking the Yud out from the Avir, and now you have Or Yud representing light of wisdom. We're going to continue with verse Vav next time.